Paresh bhai, gives me immense pleasure today because all the years that I've known you, you have been a model professional on the field and off the field. You have been a leader, you have been an inspiration, and it's great to see that you're one of those players who's done well, one of those personalities who's done well as a player and now doing great things as a coach and a scout. So, welcome to the Indian Football Portal. I'm itching to ask the first question. Gives me fond memories again. You are a speedy winger with top technical and goal scoring abilities. How would you describe your playing style in detail?
Yeah, and uh, like to play football, you need something extraordinary quality you must possess. So the speed one of the quality like speed, your stamina, your strength, and your with ball qualities. So yes, like first I realized okay, I got that speed and that I got that extraordinary quality in me. So but I didn't know the what to do with that speed. Otherwise, any athlete can play football if even they have a loss of speed. But when I joined India, like you also know the Vimal sir, so he polished me and he like told me how to use that speed. So in football, like the only speed is not that important, but that control speed you need to play football, and that is very important. So slowly, I started controlling my speed, and that that helped me to play better football, and not only speed. Like in modern football, uh, if you play in only one position, say, the chances of playing in the first team is very difficult. But like if you can play in like two or three positions, so your chances of playing in the first team like are higher. So not I was not concentrating only for speed, but then Bimal sir said ki, with speed you only be in the team, but if you score with the speed with that speed, if you score, so that will helpful for the team. So I starting developing my that ability of scoring goals, and like I have that quality of timing my run, time of my run, so that helped me to score more goals. And like I used to play a striker before, so I always used to get marked by the defenders. So when I dropped back as a midfielder, so it was very difficult for the defenders to mark me because of my speed. So I used my speed for that, and then I always used to go in empty spaces and into the space to score more goals.
Okay, and you have definitely you been a top player. You have reached the pinnacle. But now, what I'd like to know is where you started, and you come from Pune, which is a place which has not really been a platform for people to reach the top of football the way it would be for, let's say, Goa or the Northeast or Kerala or any other places. And you are the most successful player to come out of Pune. Now, what were the steps you took to overcome this challenge where there is no platform where you are from?
Yeah, initially it was very hard. The from the city like Pune, there are not much football. There are not much awareness. Even my seniors, they never played a professional football. So it was very difficult for me to get guidance to play a professional football. So, but now the things has changed lot much. Like football and awareness has increased in Pune. So the coaches and the players and the talent and even like association is doing a good job for that. And like when I used to play, so there were not that much competition in Pune. So to be in Pune and to like a dream to play in a professional football is it was very difficult for me. So I chose to step out from the Pune, and my first club was Gulf Oil. They used to play in a senior division of MDFA League, Gulf Oil. So I still remember my first practice when I joined the Gulf Oil, and my first practice was very hard. And after practice, I was literally on the bed, and I was thinking in my oh, I cannot survive like this, and let's go home. So this is not my cup of tea. But then after sometimes I started thinking again, no, don't give up. Whatever I should do from my childhood to play a professional football, and this is the chance I got. So I didn't give up that time, and I survived there. I started practicing hard, and I get accomplished with the practice, because in Pune, see, you don't get that competitive level, that much competition. So I thought when I go to Mumbai, so I'll get more matches to play with big teams like Air India, Mahindra, ONGC, and so that so I got that confidence, I got that competitive matches, and from there, like I started developing as a player. Well,
Perseverance is key, and I'd like to give the viewers an insight on the journey of a professional footballer. Now, you've played for Air India, Churchill Brothers, Mahindra United, Pune FC, Mumbai Tigers, Mumbai FC, and FC Bardes. What was your experience like in each of these clubs?
yeah, for Air India, I know this is the best team I have ever played before. They used to give platform for all the youngsters. So thanks to Bimal Ghosh. So for my Air India experience, I was a junior. So develop as a player, that is important. And Bimal sir has molded me as a player. He well known as a developing more players, and he has given more players for Indian football. So I was one of that. So to play in the Air India, so I got that experience, I got that confidence, and I changed as a player a lot. Bimal sir taught me what to do with your qualities, and what to do without the ball. That is important. So in Air India, I got that confidence, I got that recognitions. After scoring goals and playing more matches and being a captain of the team, so I got that recognition in Air India. So it was uh, memorable for me, that team, Air India. And after Air India, I joined Mahindra. So that was the one of the best team in India. So when I joined Mahindra, so I see all quality players around me. So I develop as a player also, and as a character also I develop. And in Mahindra, we won so many championships. So that gave me some confidence to play at a highest level. And with a player like NP Pradeep, Stephen Dias, Mohammad Rafi, so Sandeep Nandi. So it was different type of enjoyment. Yes, we play as a profession, that is the different thing. But when we go on the ground, so we enjoy the game. That is the most important. And while playing with such quality players, we used to literally enjoying the game that time. And then after Mahindra, I joined Pune FC. So everyone wish is to play for your own city. Before, it was I was the first professional player from Pune. So I always thought after me, more players should come and play professionally. So I I, I decided to join Pune FC after my Mahindra, and I got that love and support from the fans and the team owners, Piramal groups. That Pune FC gave me that support and love, and which is very important to increase the Pune football. And more players will come, idolize some players from the own city, and try to pursue the same profession. So that helped me to play for Pune FC. After Pune FC, I again joined Mumbai Tigers, because Bimal Ghosh was the coach, and we had a good connections in Air India. So I know him as a coach, and he knows me as a player. So that equation forced me to join the Mumbai Tigers. Though I got offered from ISL clubs, but I prefer to stay with the Mumbai Tigers. And I was a captain in the team. So I had that more responsibility with the team. So, and that was one of the a professional club coming up, but unfortunately it disbanded. Uh, so with Mumbai Tigers, I have that memories. And after Mumbai Tigers shut down, so I moved to Mumbai FC, where I playing in Mumbai FC. I used my experience, whatever I learned playing football from my junior level to the senior level. So I used that experience and help my teammates and the team to how to uh, like go in the league, how to win matches, and how to play different style of play. So that was the thing.
And do you want to shed light on the last club you were at in Goa?
Yeah, FC Barthez. I had unfortunately I had a knee surgery in Mumbai FC, so that was the only chance for me to come back to come back to competitive level. So I joined FC Barthez, which was it's like a league winner of the last year, and me joining the club was the reason was Armando Colasso was the coach, so he was one of the best coach in India. So I joined there and always wished to play under him. And even he, when I joined there, even he said the same thing. I always wanted you to play in Dempo, but unfortunately, I never got a chance to get you there because of my club selections. So I played. That was only 6 months pro league, and after that, somewhere I felt okay. Now this is the time to like step down as a player, and it was a very difficult decision for any footballers, because we as a sportsman we never give up. So to take that decision is very difficult for everyone. So I decided to go on the coaching, and while playing. Like when I was in Mumbai Tigers, that time only I started uh, taking the course and coaching courses. I started doing the coaching courses. I started taking my licenses, coaching licenses. That helped me when I leave the pathways.
It's quite a journey, quite a journey. And the next question I'm going to ask is something that I've always wanted to know and I've never really got my head around it. I remember you being an established and proven I-League player over many years, and you made it to the Indian national team camp for 1 year. However, you were never a regular. What might have been the reason for that?
Yeah, the same questions. I like so many players, even so many persons, like people are asking me the same thing. But it depend on the coaches, like the coach's philosophy, the style of play. When we when we runners up, we were runners up in Maharashtra team in Kerala. So that time also I had a call for Indian national team, and that time I missed that chance. But after the next camp in Goa, so I got a chance to be in the team. But like you said, I was not regular. The one thing is the players like on the same position, like Renedy Singh, Clifford Mirinda, they were regular starter with the Indian team. And that time, what happened that Bob Houghton's that era was like he never changed his team, because he had that confidence with the particular place, but his system of like playing system was like that. So I would say that before, when I was a player, I was very disappointed because I was not getting chance. But when I became as a coach, so I started understanding the reason behind it, like why Bob Burton didn't like call me again. So that is the thing. So it's dependent on the coach's philosophy, style of play.
Okay, well, it's still, I mean, you're really humble about it, but it still shocks me that you don't have an India cap on your name, and I'm sure it shocks a lot of people. But still, nevertheless, you've had a wonderful career. And since retirement from professional football, you have done some great things in coaching and scouting. What steps did you take early on to ensure that you're still working at a high level after retirement?
Yeah, when my playing career was ending, so I used to think, okay, I was a player, so it's easy for me to be a coach. But when I had gone for coaching course, so that time I realized, and when Savio sir, I met Savio sir, so he always used to tell us that it's not easy for a players to that transition is very difficult to become to as a player to coach. So the transition is very difficult, and then I realized, no, it's not that easy. Like being a player is not necessary that you will be a good coach. So I had to work hard to be a coach, not a good coach, but to be a coach and to develop more players. So I started working with it. I done my coaching courses, and then I have opened my own academy in Pune, in my FA, and I started coaching over there. So I got that confidence. I got that. See, I had that knowledge of the game. So, but how to coach it and how to uh, give that knowledge to the pass on the knowledge to the players. So that is important. So I started doing that. It helped me a lot. And then I gradually I started doing my coaching licenses. And about the scouting, so immediately after retirement, I got an opportunity to become a scout of RFIC, which is one of the best academy in Pune, and Start Academy in Pune. So I was fortunate to being a part of it. And I realized there, see, to be a scout, so you need different lenses to see players. So lots of things are involved to be a scout. So coaching and scouting is a different thing. But about the coaching, I always love to coach, and I always want more Pune players and more Maharashtra players to develop and be a professional player and pursue their career in professional.
And you have also, your journey has also taken you to be the selector for Maharashtra and Khelo India. And you have also done scouting for Reliance Foundation Youth Sports, as you mentioned. What do these roles of scouting and talent identification consist of?
Like I said, the scouting is different, the coaching is different, and even the scouting for Reliance Foundation and champs for the younger age group. So that is the different thing, where I only see how technically how sound he is and how the attitude is, what they do with ball and without ball. But when it comes to Santosh Trophy, Maharashtra team selection or Khelo India selection, so the whole scenario changes. Like we see more developed player, more professional players in that, and how player are with for the team, like they are useful for the team or not, or their individual players. So different aspects of the scouting areas. And for Maharashtra teams, so in Santosh Trophy, so Maharashtra has a very good name in the national level. Like they most of the time they are semi-finalist or finalist, or they made a point to be on the top this thing. So I had a big responsibility to choose good players for the state. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. The Santosh Trophy, because of the COVID pandemic, it didn't happen. But for the Khelo India, yes, it was very difficult to select a player in a one day. So because of that, time crunches and like COVID situations are raising, so we didn't have that much time to give more time to for the players. So we had only 1 or 2 days, and within a 2 days, we selected the team, and we had a quite decent performance with that team.
That's good to hear. And also, you had mentioned about your own academy, National Youth Football Academy, which is commonly known as NYFA. Can you shed some light on your academy? Tell the world all about it.
Yeah, actually, the thing is, see, whatever like I am right now because of football, and whatever I have achieved because of football, so it's time to give it back to the football. So keep that in the mind. I opened a NYFA National Youth Football Academy, so where player will develop in a right way. So like for the in the coaching courses, we realize the right age of starting their footballing career, start their football to develop more and become a professional players. So that 8 and 10, the age of 8 and 10 is a crucial stage. So I concentrated there and try to develop more players over there. And like it was my dream to like open an academy and give my knowledge to the players, and especially for the Pune players. Like I always wanted Pune players to go forward and play professionally. So I opened that academy, and with good results. So I had 2 3 players who had played for district level, university level, and national levels. And thanks to our other coaches of the academy, they work very hard. And the parents, they supported us, supported our vision, my vision. So like see, it is not necessary in 100 players all 100 will become professional players, but within 100 players, if one player become professional, that is an achievement. So I work for that, and hopefully we'll get more players from my academy to play at a higher level.
Very true, very true. And you have played under Khalid Jamil at Mumbai FC. Now he has made headlines in Indian football right from the beginning by keeping Mumbai FC in the I League every season, to winning the league with Aizawl FC, to now doing magic with Northeast United in the ISL. Since you've worked with him directly, you're the best person to ask. What is the secret to his success?
Yes, but the only one word I would say, man management. He's very good with man management. I still remember we were fighting with the relegation in Mumbai FC, and we had a match with East Bengal, and that match was very crucial. Anyhow we had to win this match. So before the match in the afternoon, he came to my room, and he gave me that confidence. See, you're one of the best player in the team, so I want you to score a goal and win for the team. So that man management, that giving the confidence in the player, so he knows that whom to give that confidence. And like by God grace, we won the match 2-1, and I scored the first goal for the team. So I would say he's very good with the man management, and his observation of opponent teams and opponent tactics is the thing, like, is making him a more successful coach in Indian football.
We hope that he
And
goes.
he's also passionate. If practice is at 3 o'clock, you'll see him at 1:30 on the ground, 1.5 hour before.
We hope that he achieves more and more success. And what is your opinion of the current Indian national team? What are the strengths and weaknesses, and what does the future look like for the Blue Tigers?
Yeah, the more game has changed. Like first, it depend on the coaches, different coaches, different style of play. But now I see now Indian team are started playing. They're keeping the ball, they're keeping positions, and not getting scared to receive the ball under pressure. So it's a good thing. Like Igor Stemik, our Indian team coach, like doing good job with that, giving that confidence to keep the ball. Even in the difficult situation, even in the pressure situation. And I would say the Sunil Shetty is the biggest part. What the like, now Indian team is playing, like he's a role model of the other players, and he's setting an example for the players. And also, if we have a international player as assistant coach, definitely his knowledge is very valuable, and supporting our other players, junior players, to give that confidence. So about the Indian teams, like they are doing really good job, and hopefully like we are moving forward, and doing good job in Asian Cup also.
Highly optimistic, and in fact, your opinion resonates with that of Mr. Bhaichung Bhutia, who we interviewed, and he said that the team are now able to play amongst themselves rather than be dependent on only one player. And you have been a captain for quite a few sides you have played for. So, can you shed some light on the role of a captain in a team and what your approach was in particular?
Yeah, being a captain is not just keeping a band in your hand. So it didn't like make you a captain. It don't make you a captain, like so. So you have that. It brings you responsibility, more responsibility and power. If you're a captain, you should be a leader for it, and you have a good relation with the players, even junior players and the senior players, and you're a gap between the coach and the player, other player. See, there is always a gap in between the players and the coach, and coach has to maintain that gap, maintain that distance. So the captain is like filling that gap. So whatever coach's messages, he passes to the players what coach wants, and even for the players side, he passes some messages of the players to the coach. See what they need and what they want. So, and like a captain is like setting an example. So if you are a captain, you can't be a late in the practice. So you are setting an example. You can't like misbehave. You can't be indisciplined. You are a captain. So that responsibility comes when so you are leading the side. And always on the field, it is important to like give you 100%. So maybe while seeing you, other players on the ground, they'll motivate, and they'll also start working hard.
Well said. There are quite a few Mumbai Tigers players who still remember your amazing captaincy till today. And you have played for some clubs who you have witnessed have shut down. Now, clubs in India shutting down looks like a regular occurrence. What can be done to ensure that clubs sustain?
Yeah, it was like it is unfortunate actually. Like good teams are shutting down, like Mumbai Tigers, Mahindra United. But if we see positively, good teams are also coming up. Like in recent in like market in Indian football, like Srinidhi FC, they have come up. Like even all other teams are coming up. That is the good thing. But shutting down the previous clubs, so it was very unfortunate for the Indian football, for the players also. So I would suggest give more promotion of the game you need, and more fan base we should like develop and increase the more fan base, and like develop and give chance to the homegrown players, which will definitely help you to sustain as a club also, and a good structure to make a good structure, like long-term vision for the club. It will always help you.
Makes sense. And we are coming to the penultimate question of the interview before after which we'll go to a rapid fire round. Now, this question is something that I'm sure every viewer is dying to know. What are Paresh Shivalkar's plans for the future?
Uh, yeah, like I said, I love coaching, so I want to become a good coach and do my licensing first and getting the knowledge. So till the end, I'm learning. I will not say I'm a perfect coach. So till the end, I'm still learning. So coaching our Maharashtra team, and then my short-term goal is to coaching our own state team, Maharashtra team, and the ultimate goal is to coach for our national team, and I'll try my level best to go there. And before that, I get my experience by coaching some I League, ISL clubs. So the coaching is the main thing, and developing more players. So always interest in coaching senior level senior players. So and I am helping now in Pune football to develop more players and giving opportunity to more players in Pune to go forward and play professionally.
With the talent you have and the 2 decades plus of service you've given, I hope your endeavors turn out to be successful. And we'll now go on to our rapid fire round. So here, it's going to be only one answer. So this could be a bit of a challenge, but let's go for it. And it's interesting to see what you say. Okay. So the first question, the best player you have played with.
Venkatesh, Shanmugan Venkatesh,
Okay. The best player you have played against.
no doubt, Sunil Chatri,
The best coach you have played for.
Bimal Ghosh,
The best club you have played for.
Mahindra United.
Your most memorable moment as a player.
Uh, there was two. One like first one is wearing Indian team jersey when I was in Goa, so that was memorable. And the second one is like you said one, but I couldn't resist myself. So when I was in Air India, it was a relegation match between Salgaonkar and Air India, and I saw that tense moment in the dressing room. Even a coach, kid boy, all the players, physio, that tense moment on everyone's face, because that was very crucial match for us, and being a low budget team, Air India, so it is very difficult to again relegate and then again come back to the first division. So it was very difficult for us. So that match was very important, and I scored a goal. We won 1-0, and I scored that goal. So that was a very memorable match for me.
Interesting. And your most memorable moment as a coach?
uh, yeah, Kelo India, I would say the first chance, first opportunity I got as a head coach for a Kelo India Maharashtra team, and we didn't have that much time to gel the team and to practice with the team. So within a 3-4 days practice, we traveled to Assam, and we were the semi-finalists. We reached till the semi-final, and we beat champion Punjab team. So that was, I think so, as a coach, memorable.
Wow, this has been quite a incredible interview, I think. Great insights from you, and you've been a model professional. You're someone who nearly every player who has played with you, every coach who has worked with you has tremendous respect for. And you're a person who many young players should follow both on the field and off the field. So that is it from my side. Paresh bhai, thank you for agreeing for the interview, and Achis is going to be closing the interview.
Yeah, thank you so much, Ryan, and thank you TIFE for inviting me here.
Thank you to you too for attending this interview, and I'm sure you will achieve all the success that whatever your aims are, you will fulfill that, and all the best for your future endeavors. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you,
time.
thank you so much.